Do you remember the time everything clicked? So imagine this, I'm in year 8 or so 13 or 14 years old, and I've gone on this trip called the German Exchange. So a bit of context, we were partnered with a school in Germany where a select amount of students, whoever wanted to join the exchange, who obviously taken German in our school and taken English in their school, we would do an exchange. So some of us would get selected with random kids from their school, and we would go to their houses and we would live in their houses for a week. Yeah, I know. And then a couple months later they would do the same, and they would come to our houses in the UK and then live with us. The idea was that we're supposed to experience their cultures and learn their language a bit more and a bit more detail. Now honestly, I don't really remember a lot from the trip. I don't remember all the extreme details, but I remember a lot of really significant things that stood out, how I felt in those moments and exactly what was going through my head. I remember trying really hard to fit in with the people who actually really enjoyed bullying me and making fun of me, the way that I looked, the way that I acted, the things that I said. Yet I still tried so hard to get into their good books. And I still, to this point of day, don't ever understood why I really wanted to be friends with them in the first place. Obviously now that I think about it, I knew that I shouldn't have even tried to do that, but I still don't understand why I really wanted to. I guess I wanted status, I guess I wanted to be popular. And the thing is, this was something that started from back when I was in primary school. So you can imagine like year 5, year 6, so elementary school for you Americans. I was still in the same exact situation as I was in this German exchange position I was in like year 7, year 8. And I hadn't clocked on because when I was in year 6, right, I really hoped for change. I was in year 5, year 6, hoping to finally go to a new school and hoping that everything would be different. Yeah, I guess I missed my primary school, but I was just really hoping new people, new impression, something would be different. Well, my hopes never came true. Year 7 started, and on the first few days I thought, I was making a new impression. I thought I was going to start better off than I did back in primary school. But that never happened. The same exact thing that was happening in primary school was happening here in secondary school. Now I guess I thought to myself, if it's not the school that was the problem, then it was probably me. So after the German exchange, I come back and I really start thinking to myself, there's so much anger built up, so much resentment with the people around me, making fun of me of all these certain things about, oh, you're fat, you're never gonna have abs, or you're weird, you're brown, even like shit like saying like you're brown, you have glasses, all that kind of shit I couldn't even change, I was getting made fun of. And then that's where everything finally clicked. I slowly started working out. I downloaded the Adidas Fitness app off the Play Store, and I would literally do the few exercises they had, the free exercises, because I didn't have the money to pay for like the fucking course or whatever, so I did the free exercises on there, and there was shit literally like wall push-offs and like ski jumps and the most basic shit so I could get started. And I did that for days and days and days, hoping to see some sort of progress. And I guess I was losing a little bit of weight, like I would lift my shirt and then keep track of my progress every few days, and I saw a little bit of progress. But then over time I kept chiseling and chiseling away until I got to some sort of point in like year 10 where I could say I've made progress. I could say that I did what I said I was going to do. And everyone was looking at me with a bit more respect. And everyone was looking at me as if I'd actually accomplished something. And then that's where everything started coming in, and everything I started to understand that when I accomplish things, when I stick to my word, when I finish my goals, that's when I get the respect of others. Now the problem with this, as we all know, is that a lot of power, a lot of respect can lead to a lot of bad. And I guess that's what happened to me. I got manipulated by the amount of respect I was getting from people that I started to act like a dickhead. I started to be rude to the people who were rooting for me on my way up. I started not being a good person. And I guess people started to notice this and note it down, and they started seeing me as this annoying person that they didn't want to be around. One of my friends, who is still one of the greatest friends I've had since then, said it straight to me that I was being a dickhead, that I was being annoying, and that they didn't want to be around me because of that. And at the time, I wasn't able to take it. I couldn't take the criticism and understand, like, maybe it's my fault. So I was an idiot. I was being rude to them. I wasn't understanding their points. I was misunderstanding everything around me because I was manipulated by the amount of respect that I was getting from my peers. The people who were bullying me in the first place, because I was getting respect from them, I was turning into them. Now that I think about it, I made so many insights, and just speaking on camera here, like, maybe I was just the biggest dickhead. Like, maybe it's not even the power. Like, maybe I was just a prick, and it had me to sit down and meditate and actually think about the actions I'd done to eventually come to a solution of who I wanted to be. Eventually, as the years went by, I decided I didn't want to be this dickhead. I didn't want to be this prick, this annoying person that that perception everyone had of me. I wanted to change it. So I went about changing that, and eventually when we got into year 12, this is where everything masculinity-wise started, showing up. Everything started blowing up on that, and I started reading, started meditating, started focusing on things that actually mattered, started being more productive, started working harder. And I guess that molded me into the person I wanted to be. My physique skyrocketed, my social skills skyrocketed, my ability to maintain attention skyrocketed, relationships skyrocketed. And that was solely down to that one moment back in year 8 where I decided to have that click. That moment where I was like, fuck this. I don't want to be the butt of everyone's jokes. I don't want to be the person at the bottom that everyone forgets about. I don't want to be the person picked last every time we're picking teams. I want to be the person that people look up to. I want to be someone that people respect. I want to be that humble person that knows he's always learning. There's always something new to learn. There's always something new to do to become a better person. That's who I want to be. And I've chiseled away at that for years, eventually to get where I am now. And yeah, there's been a lot of falls, there's been a lot of downs, there's been way more failures than maybe there's been successes. But you see, the failures are a mile wide but an inch deep. When my successes might be an inch wide, but they're a mile deep. That's much better for my mentality, my peace, and my ability to move forward. So hopefully you find your click moment. Hopefully this video allows you to find that maybe you've had your click moment. Maybe you're in the process of your click moment, but you haven't had it yet. It is to come. You have to decide when that comes, because it's your energy for change that will be the catalyst towards all your motivation to move forward. So put that work in, put that effort, that motivation, that discipline to something to become the person that you want to be. And I know you've been told this countless times. I couldn't even count on fingers how many times I've been told that you're fucking wasting your potential. But I guess it's got to be said, and hopefully this comes on par with my story that I've told you and giving you a little motivation to move forward. Thank you for listening, man. Hopefully this has been of value to you. Love you.